Hi, I'm Joyce Harrell. I am a dietitian and certified diabetes educator. I specialize in diabetes. I'm here today to tell you about the most important piece of your diabetes care, which is monitoring your blood sugar. Many of us have glucometers. They're a single device where you use it at home, hopefully at least once a day, but you take a finger stick and you put the blood on the test strip, and it gives you a blood sugar reading that is effective for at that point in time, right that minute. So then, if you want more data, you have to use a device that will give you the ability to do that, and we now have those available to us. They're called continuous glucose monitors. There are roughly 3 on the market at present, and they give you the information once every 5 minutes all day long, with your blood sugar going up, your blood sugar going down, or your blood sugar staying stable. And again, that's in response to everything that you do. So basically, it takes that one finger stick and multiplies that every 5 minutes all day long, so you can see the true impact from what you're doing, the true trends from what you're doing. When we look at blood sugar and the things that impact blood sugar, it's not just the food that you eat, even though that's what everyone focuses on, but it's also your activity level, your stress that you either control well or don't control well. It's hormones in your body that cause your blood sugar to rise or fall. It's your hydration status. Drinking enough water, not drinking enough water, impacts your blood sugar. Then we have medications that impact your blood sugar, not just the ones you take for diabetes, but also ones that relate to your body in other ways, like steroids, which typically will cause your blood sugar to go up. Then we have your liver, which dumps sugar into your bloodstream in long hours when you're not eating. Your kidneys actually put sugar into your bloodstream also around the clock. So it's not just the food that we think of in terms of the blood sugar control. And whenever you're just monitoring once a day with a finger stick, again, that's the only information you get to tell you how you're doing. A lot of folks, again, are told, worry about the food. But truly, when you look at the big picture in the 24-hour period of time, the food is only impacting your blood sugar for a 2 to 3 hour time frame each of the times that you eat. So for your breakfast, you can look at a 2 to 3 hour time frame for the impact on your blood sugar. Your lunch, the same thing, and your dinner, the same thing. So if you only eat 3 primary meals a day, the impact on your blood sugar is a 6 to 9 hour time frame. So what happens the rest of the time? It's not the food, it's other things that I just mentioned that are impacting your blood sugar. So whenever you're testing your blood sugar, you want to be testing, if you're trying to figure out if it's the food, you want to test it so that it relates to your meals. So you test right before the very first bite of a meal and 2 hours after that same first bite. And if your rise in your blood sugar is only a certain amount, then whatever you're doing food-wise is working just fine. And yet you're told it's about the food. And 80 to 90% of the time when I'm working with patients, I find that it is not the food, it's other things impacting their blood sugar. So it can be very, very frustrating for patients when they're told it's all about the food, yet in fact it isn't. So this shows the bloodstream that's in the center, and the sources of sugar are out to the side. And each of these items puts sugar into the bloodstream. Your exercise, again, can make your blood sugar go up or down. Hormones in your body can cause your blood sugar to go up or down because they put sugar into your bloodstream. Being dehydrated results in your blood sugar being higher. Medications impact your blood sugar by putting sugar into your bloodstream or not controlling the sugar that is naturally made by your body. We have food which can make your blood sugar go up or down. The liver typically will put sugar into your bloodstream in long hours when you're not eating. Your kidneys all the time are putting sugar back into your bloodstream. And finally, stress, which causes your blood sugar to rise because of the stimulation of hormones in your body. So this shows you the impact on your blood sugar from when you have carbohydrate only versus carbohydrate with meat and fat. And there is a significant difference in what happens to your blood sugar in the hours after you eat these 2 different approaches. Carbohydrates obviously are things like bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, any of your fruit, any milk, any yogurt. And then the carbohydrate plus meat means really literally beef, chicken, fish, pork, and fat like butter, sour cream, cream cheese, or salad dressings. The carbohydrate only causes the blood sugar to rise very rapidly, very quickly, and usually 2 hours later it's gone from your system. The rise from the carbohydrate with meat and fat is a much slower process. It has a maximum level that's far lower than a carbohydrate by itself, and then it starts trending down. So you actually improve blood sugar better by having the combinations. Folks say to me, well, I've been told that I need to eat less carbohydrate and I need to eat more meat. And that's fine, and you can actually do that. And some of it may work to your benefit if you do that. However, you don't want to overdo meat because it's broken down by your kidneys. You do not want to overdo fat because it's impacting your heart, your blood vessels. So you really do want a combination. And whenever the impact is only a rise of 30 to 70 points in a 2-hour time frame, you know you're on the right track with what you're eating. One thing, though, that is a caveat to that, is if you have a very, very high-fat meal, your blood sugar may not show an impact in terms of rising for 4, 5, 6, or 7 hours. So you have to be aware of that as well. The glycemic index was trying to teach people the impact on their blood sugar from one particular food. Whenever you change it up and you add the meat and fat, you're automatically changing the glycemic index because now you have a combination of foods, not just one item like a potato or a carrot or corn. Okay, this chart shows what the blood sugar should be at different times of the day. You may never have seen this, in fact, yet I think this is one of the most useful tools we have. Because if you know what the blood sugar should be, it's much easier to try to work toward attaining those blood sugar goals. We have the time of the day for the test on the left-hand side. In the center we have the guidelines set by the American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists. They are the doctors that specialize in diabetes. On the right-hand column, we have the American Diabetes Association guidelines. They are much more flexible with theirs, largely because they're providing information to everyone on the planet. The endocrinologists, again, because they work with patients with diabetes, are much more specific and much tighter in terms of the goals. So, when you get up in the morning, right out of bed, not after you get up, go to the kitchen, start the coffee, go back to the bedroom, get ready, and then finally go back out and test your blood sugar at that point is already higher than when you got out of bed. So right after getting out of bed and right before a meal, the goal, because of ACE, they say 70 to 110. American Diabetes Association says 80 to 130. 2 hours after a meal, and this is from the very first bite of the meal, the goal is for your blood sugar to be back down below 140, according to the American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists, or under 180, according to the American Diabetes Association. If you compare the numbers before that meal, and that's from the very first bite, to 2 hours after that meal, what you see is the expected rise from eating. And under ACE, if it's 30 to 70 points, then what you have done in that meal is not a problem. According to ADA, the goal is 50 to 100 point rise. So again, if you want to follow their guidelines, that's what you're aiming for. This has helped everyone to achieve better blood sugar control if they're using it to their benefit. At bedtime, before your bedtime snack, the goal should be 100 to 140, according to American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists. In conclusion, the testing that you do is the most important piece, above and beyond anything else you do related to your diabetes care. This is not taught enough or focused on enough, and yet it's very, very, very important. I can't stress it enough. When you test your blood sugar, you're seeing the impact on your blood sugar from what you do now. One of the benefits of the continuous glucose monitors is they put all of the bigger pieces together, and you can see the impact on your blood sugar from eating in the hours after you eat. You can see the impact on your blood sugar from the exercise you take or do for hours after you have done it. And whenever you have that much data, that much information, you can make changes to what you do that are very, very small, very, very minute, and get the better blood sugar control, which again is the most important piece because it helps you to prevent long-term complications from diabetes. That's what we're after, is trying to prevent long-term complications. The food is so much of a focus, yet it's only a very, very small piece of the total picture. And if you're testing, you know what's happening. You can make better changes. You can make better choices. You may not want to do that all the time because none of us can control this disease perfectly. And doing it 80% of the time well is good enough because you've got long years to go with this. We're not running a sprint, we're going for the long haul. If you need more information, please contact me. The information to do so is on the screen.